Massage. Oh, no, thank you. Hello. Oh, this one? Just one. Hey everyone. During my time in Vietnam, I've had really good food everywhere I went, as well as an overall amazing experience. This is Da Nang, Vietnam, and this is right across from my hotel. I just wandered across the street one day just to have a look at the beach. And you know, people just come out here and lay in their hammocks or just walk on the beach. It's really cool, and there are all kinds of shops. They have pubs and burgers and pizza, as well as Vietnamese food, coffee shops, just about anything. On this night, I was just walking around the vicinity of my hotel, just exploring a little bit. There are a lot of things within walking distance. Now, you can take a taxi and go into the city, or you can just go on foot and still find some things. There's a lot of different things to eat, and thus far I've had Vietnamese cuisine, but I haven't had as much as I wanted. I was kind of craving more Vietnamese cuisine, but I came upon another seafood restaurant, similar to the one from 2 videos ago. This one was right next to my hotel. Where am I from? Where am I from?
Where are you from?
Oh, Las Vegas? United States? America?
Yeah.
This one wasn't as big as the one from my video, but they still had a lot of stuff. They're big. How about your lobster? How much is lobster for 2 kilos? I've been staying at some really nice hotels. This 5-star went about $40 per night when I stayed here. Oh, I just making a video. What time you close? 10 p.m. Okay. Oh, you have good drinks here. If you want to find cheap hotels and hostels and even apartments here in Vietnam, you can do it. You can find hotels for as low as $10 to $20. But for a little bit more, you can get all kinds of amenities in these nice hotels. As far as what I was craving some Vietnamese food. Hello. Thank you for bringing us all the delicious food.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You can find just about any type of food in Vietnam, but if you want to take advantage of the prices, the local Vietnamese cuisine is the way to go. If you go for Western or seafood or something like that, you're going to pay a lot more. So there's a huge difference in prices. But the local Vietnamese cuisine is really good. For local Vietnamese cuisine on the streets, you can pay less than $1 to $2. Some restaurants, I would say 2 to 5, and that's kind of in a nice restaurant. But if you're going for Western food or seafood, you can pay a lot more than that, 15 and up, and market price for the seafood. The more I venture into Vietnamese food, I find it to be an extremely good flavor. A brilliant balance of aromatics, as they use tons of fresh herbs and vegetables. In addition to that, they have the meats and the wraps and the rolls using rice paper and all kinds of noodles and soups. But in a lot of these, you have the great balance of sweet, sour, salty, and even spice. The food here at this restaurant was incredibly good. I would say there's something about eating it in Vietnam because you see these spring rolls here. You have those in the US as well, but for some reason everything just seemed to have a little bit more of a flavor. The meats with the rice noodles, the sauce, even the soup, everything kind of had more of an authentic taste as you would expect, but the flavor just seems to come out more. I'm beginning to think that the taste of the food sometimes depends on the region. For instance, pizza and hot dog in New York taste somewhat better than in Las Vegas. Maybe it's the climate or the water. This is my second time traveling to Asia. I find that the flavors appear to be more enhanced. The fruit is sweeter. The noodles texture seem to be more fresh and chewy, like these spring rolls, mixed with a little bit of shrimp and some crispy lettuce, with a sweet and tangy fish sauce that accentuated the flavors even more. This is the Vietnamese crepe. It's like a rice pancake that kind of resembles an omelet. You put it into a wrap with the fresh vegetables, and they give you a sauce that kind of resembles a peanut sauce, but had more of a flavor here. I've had this before, but it was much larger. Here they were a little bit smaller, and you can wrap it in the rice paper rather than just the green lettuce as I'm accustomed to. This had an impressive textural balance, chewy, crunchy. At the same time, you have the proteins, the shrimp, the crunch. Everything was great. One of the places that I wanted to visit while I was in Da Nang was a city called Hoi An. But the rains in the central region of Vietnam this year had caused all kinds of flooding, and the whole city appeared to be underwater. I came across this picture and was under the impression that the whole city was flooded. However, I found out that the operations at Hoi An were still going on for the tourists, and I decided to venture out and explore this city that I really wanted to visit. I'm finally here, Hoi An, the place that I had seen so many times on YouTube and I had hoped to visit someday. I made it. I am a tourist on my first visit to Vietnam, so I'll be going to tourist places. So if you're looking for authentic, genuine Vietnamese experience videos, you probably won't find it here. This city had taken a major hit from the COVID pandemic and is still recovering and is trying to survive on the tourism that it heavily depends on. And the recent flood didn't help. Heavy rains and flooding had hindered the tourism. But I was surprised that people were still flocking to this place. I was inspired once again by all the people, tourists and locals alike, making their livelihood and surviving and making this place so magical. The place that people love to come. Everybody who visits here loves this place. The place truly is enchanting. There's all kinds of restaurants and bars along the riverside, as well as street food, and some of it looked really good. Look at this pork belly. Just an incredible experience. This place is a cultural heritage site, and national laws do preserve it. If you want to know more information on Hoi An, you can look it up on the internet. One of the things that I wanted to do was go on a boat ride, especially at night with all the lanterns and the lights. I've seen this many times on YouTube, and I wanted to experience the magical Hoi An boat ride. It was everything that I had hoped it would be. It was magical, serene, it was fun, it was relaxing. It was more like a dream come true for me. Originally, I had wanted to stay here, but the floods and the rains made me even cancel a hotel reservation. But now I'm here, and I'm experiencing this magical place. I didn't go and see everything, all the historic places like the Japan covered bridge, the museum, but I did look around. They had some interesting things like a clothing shop, dress clothes, And of course, the street food, okra and squid grilled, sugarcane with meats. And another common thing is massages. I'm not really big on massages. I'm afraid of the pressure. But it seems to be a big thing in both Thailand and Vietnam. And they're relatively cheap. And this type of rolled ice cream you'll find everywhere, Thailand and Vietnam. If you like ice cream, you'll love this, rolled ice cream. I've seen it many times, but never really tried it. Most of you probably have tried it and are familiar with this type of ice cream. But for me, it was the first time. And if you've never seen this before, it's ice cream. They just kind of roll it out onto a cold plate and then they scrape it into rolls. So you wind up with a cup of rolled ice cream. Really good. And they have all kinds of flavors. Hoi An is also known for its food. Food is really good here. They're famous for a couple of things. Mi Quang, which is the noodles particular to the region here, the Quang region. And they're known for their khom ga, or their chicken rice. The chicken rice has a reputation, so much so that I had already heard about it before I visited here. We came by this restaurant. This is 27 Restaurant and Bar. I understand the noodles here are made with a certain water from a certain well. I don't know if that was the case with my dish, but nevertheless, it was good. The noodles were springy and the chicken was incredibly good. And then I got my pizza craving again, and I have to have it. I got 2 pizzas, in fact. This is their combination with seafood, ham, the works. And then this is their margarita. The only thing is the basil was predominantly non-present, more of a sprinkle, and no tomato. I loved the food at the restaurant. The restaurant even had terrace seating. There was everything here. Street food was abundant, little shops. I feel fortunate to have been able to experience Hoi An. I'm definitely going back. A lot of the best Vietnamese food is in the city, on the streets. However, the hotels and the convenience of breakfast in the hotels kind of kept me living the 5-star experience. And the food was actually quite good. Here in central Vietnam, they had the Mi Quang. As I said earlier, these noodles are the specialty of the Quang region, central Vietnam. Just about every hotel I've been to had a really good fresh egg station where they can make you omelets or eggs any way you want them. This is one of the most memorable and best vacations I've ever had. Even the rain and the bad weather was kind of a good experience for me. I got to do everything I wanted to do. I loved Da Nang because of the vicinity of the hotel to the beach. Everything was wonderful. And then the sun eventually started to come out and things started to get even better than that. But if you're traveling to Vietnam, be sure to check the weather conditions and best times to visit, because it does play a role. That's going to do it for me in Da Nang, Vietnam. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.